The Toolbox Killers is the name given to a notorious duo of serial killers, Lawrence Bittaker and Roy Norris, who operated in Southern California in the late 1970s. Their gruesome crimes included the abduction, torture, and murder of several young women. Lawrence Bittaker and Roy Norris met while serving time in prison. Bittaker for assault with a deadly weapon and Norris for R.at-pay. The two hashed out ideas for kidnapping and essaying women when they were both out of prison. Bittaker and Norris used a 1966 Chevrolet van to abduct their victims. Their victims were often between the ages of 13 and 19. They would lure women into their van under false pretenses, such as offering them a ride or asking for help. Once abducted, the victims faced extreme torture and violence, often involving the use of tools, including things like vice grips, pliers, hammers, sledgehammers, and an ice pick. Shirley Lynette Ledford, abducted in 1979, her murder is one of the most documented. The macabre murderers made audio recordings of themselves and torturing the 16-year-old before they strangled her to death with a coat hanger. Other known victims included Jacqueline Gail Lamp and Marsha Lynn Graham. According to court documents, after an entire night of enduring the depravities inflicted by the killers, the terrorized young girls were killed the next morning when Bittaker shoved an ice pick into Gilliam's ear and into her brain and strangled her. Lamp was struck with a sledgehammer until she died. Two more victims, Lucinda Schaefer and Andrea Hull's bodies were never found, but Norris confessed to their murders. Bittaker and Norris were apprehended in 1979 after Norris confessed to the crimes to a friend who reported him to the police. Upon their arrest, Bittaker attempted to destroy evidence, but police were able to recover items linked to the murders. During the trial, Norris pleaded guilty to lesser charges in exchange for testifying against Bittaker, who was found guilty of first-degree murder in 1981 and sentenced to death. He would die later in 2019 of natural causes. Norris, who received a life sentence, was also denied parole multiple times and died in 2020.